Good afternoon and thanks for joining me on Sunshine Reports. My name is Remy Allen. Women in Ondo State have raised their voices in prayer for the speedy recovery of the governor, Oluwarotimi Akeredolu. The meeting, which was convened by Commissioner for Women Affairs and Social Development, Adebumi Oshadaun, had in attendance women from various groups, legislators, political office holders, market women, religious groups, and many others. Wife of Ondo State Governor Betty Anyanwu Akeredolu was also represented at the meeting. Omoriola Ugbeji has details.
For some time now, the state of health of Ondo State Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu has been in public domain with rumors rife that he is incapacitated. The governor a few days ago proceeded on a 21-day medical leave abroad to attend to his failing health. Concerned by this development, women in Ondo State, led by Commissioner for Women Affairs and Social Development, Adebumi Oshadaun, deemed it fit to intercede for the governor and the state, irrespective of their religious leanings and faith. Addressing the gathering, Mrs. Oshadaun claimed that the prayers of mothers is a potent weapon against all forms of challenges. She encouraged women across the state to always pray for the governor and the progress of his administration.
Mr. Governor will say, no doubt about it, but God has taken charge. He is well, and we still need to continue to pray for him, that he will be strong enough to return to his seat. That is one. You know, market women, all of them, NGOs and so on. Even the women in the palaces, they are here. Legislators, they are here. ESCO, they are here. So they will take it to their platforms. Akeredolu is not dead, though. Akeredolu is strong and alive.
Passionate prayers for speedy healing for the governor and good of the state were led by different leaders. Reacting to the meeting, Commissioner for Information and Orientation, Bamidele Ademola Olateju, also representing Secretary to the State Government, Princess Oladunni Odu, alongside other personalities, hailed the initiative, saying it will further foster unity in the state.
The power of prayers, nobody can discount it. We are praying for total healing for Mr. Governor, so he can come back hale and hearty to Ondo State.
When women gather to pray, I believe that the host of heavens, they listen more to the women because we are mothers and we pray from our heart. We pray for our children, for our spirit. Our governor, who is our leader, is also a man born of a woman. So we as women are gathered to pray for him.
Women, we really pray. We pray to God and we are sure that our today's prayer is answered by God.
Wife of Ondo State Governor Betty Anyanwu Akeredolu, who was represented by Senior Special Assistant to the Governor on Gender, Research and Documentation, Temitope Daniel, thanked women and entire people of Ondo State for the show of love towards her family, adding that the governor will come back better.
It's a laudable idea, and I'm so happy that this happened today. And I also want to encourage our women that in their various closets, they should continue with the prayers. Prayers, it's something we shouldn't stop.
The acting governor of Ondo State, Mr. Lucky Ayedatiwa, had in a message to the people called for prayers for Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu and assured the people of the state of sustained good governance until the return of the governor from medical leave. Omoriola Ugbeji, Osrc News.
Nigerians have called on the federal government to be thorough in the implementation of the student loan bill recently signed into law by President Tinubu to forestall failure of the initiative. The reactions to President Bola Tinubu's assent to the student loan bill also include the call for government not to increase payable school fees at the tertiary institutions. Zaid Aribisala has more on the Student Loan Act.
President Bola Tinubu signed the Students' Loan Bill to law following its passage by the National Assembly. The Students' Loan Act is part of efforts to boost the educational pursuit of youths across the country, designed to enable Nigerian students access finance at interest-free rates, but with evidence of being indigent.
It is something that we give support to parents and that we bring relief to indigent students, because the fact remains that the students also are a critical part of the society. I use myself as an example. I didn't get my certificate from the university until 2 years after I left Olabisi Onabanjo University, Agoye. So if I have that opportunity back in 2013, I would have accessed it. The fact that students will have to pay back this loan, which is interest-free, 2 years after NYSC, I think that is commendable.
The development continues to get attention of Nigerians. The Students' Loan Act provides for the creation of a Nigerian education bank with the aim to make education available to all Nigerians.
Students' loans has existed before. The current generations of Nigerian policymakers actually benefited from that kind of arrangement. It used to be 1,000 naira when nobody was paying any school fees at all. But my worry is that how did the old loan came to a halt? It came to a halt as a result of inability to recover from the beneficiaries of that loan. So for this one to survive, there must be a structure in place as to guarantor and mode of refund. And the best mode of refund is guaranteed employment after this. After the educational program.
So it's very difficult for some students to afford their school fees. Even in tertiary institutions, you can see some students at 311 they drop because they cannot afford their school fees. So it's not everybody that came from wealthy background. So those that came from poor background is an opportunity for them to at least to complete or to pay their school fees.
The Nigerian Education Loan Fund, established under the law, will be managed and administered by various stakeholders, including the Central Bank of Nigeria and commercial banks. The workability as well as the sustainability of the students' loan is what some Nigerians want government to place premium on.
Tinubu is in Abuja. We are the operators, but people who are going to approve this loan at our level, my fear is that we cannot get any operator that can do that work successfully.
The law stipulates a 2-year imprisonment or 500,000 naira fine or both for defaulters and conspirators, with reports also indicating a mechanism for monitoring academic performance, ensuring timely loan repayment, and preventing fraudulent practices.
Looking at the bill structure, you see that even it will be very difficult for indigent people who are supposed to be beneficiaries to even access some of the requirements, like the issue of the guarantors. So when you say the loan is for indigent people, how can you be so sure that they'll be able to have access to level 12 public officers and the likes of the other guarantors that are required to meet required to have access to this loan? At the moment, we'll say that Nigerians are enjoying subsidized education. When the government is giving us student loan, what's the assurance that there will not be hike in tuition fee?
Some of the criteria to access the fund include: you must have secured admission into a federal or state university, polytechnic, college of education, or vocational school. Your income or your family's income must be less than 500,000 naira per annum or 42,000 naira per month. You must provide 2 guarantors, among others. Sahid Aribisala, Osrc News.
Following a charge by President Bola Tinubu that governors should come up with ideas to mitigate the impact of subsidy removal, members of the National Economic Council (NEC) have deliberated extensively on the issue and constituted a committee to follow up. Rising from a meeting after inauguration, Bauchi State Governor Bala Mohammed said the meeting focused on the recommendation by Nigeria Labour Congress (NLC) and Trade Union Congress (TUC) that the federal government should consider a 702 billion naira fund in form of salary adjustment. He said the meeting noted that workers and other vulnerable citizens in the society should be the beneficiaries as a way of helping them to cushion the effect of the subsidy removal. At the meeting, chaired by the Vice President Kashim Shettima, the governors resolved that a committee be set up to look at modalities for its implementation. The leadership of Labour Party LP has suspended indefinitely its national legal advisor, women leader, and 11 council chairmen for anti-party activities. Osun State chairman of the party, Adebayo Bello, who announced the suspension in Osogbo, alleged that the suspended officers attended a national executive council meeting convened in Bauchi by suspended factional national chairman of the party, Lamidi Apapa, with the aim of weakening the party's structure in the state and also working against Obi in reclaiming his mandate in court. Bello also alleged that those suspended were attempting to take advantage of the crisis at the national level to cause confusion and division in the state chapter of the party, adding that their actions were already leading to factionalization of Osun Labour Party. He affirmed the loyalty and commitment of Osun Labour Party to the National Working Committee led by the lawful recognized national chairman Julius Abure. The House of Representatives has rejected a motion by Philip Agbese, a member of the All Progressives Congress from Benue State, to address migration of Nigerians to other countries. Agbese posited that the growing statistics of young Nigerians relocating abroad portends a grave danger for the nation. He prayed the House to ask the federal government to convene a national summit with key stakeholders to effectively address the issue and also declare a state of emergency on the factors that predispose young Nigerians to give up on Nigeria in preference for other nations. However, when the motion, including the amendment, was put to a voice vote by the Speaker of the House, Tajuddin Abbas, those against the motion outnumbered those in support. Speaking after plenary, Agbese said he will rework the motion and present it before the House. The Nigerian Communications Commission, NCC, has charged mobile network operators, MNOs, and internet service providers, ISP, on the security and safety of their network for customers. NCC Vice Chairman and Chief Executive Officer Omar Dambata gave the directive at the 2023 Annual Nigeria Digital Sense Forum. Dambata stated that a major regulatory framework put in place by the Commission is the Internet Code of Practice from the telecom industry, which is essentially to protect the right of Internet users to an open Internet. He listed the obligations of Internet access service providers in the handling of offensive and potentially harmful content and the protection of minors and vulnerable audience online, among others. The NCC boss further emphasized that the Nigerian Communications Act 2003 requires NCCs licenses to prevent their network facilities or services from being used to commit any offense under the law in Nigeria. Director General of National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, Mojisola Adeyeye, says the outcome of the laboratory investigation conducted on noodle brands in Nigeria following concerns raised by the health officials of Taiwan and Malaysia showed that the locally produced noodles in Nigeria are safe for consumption. Professor Adeyeye assured consumers of noodles brands in Nigeria of the safety of the staple food amongst children and some adults. NAFDAC had last month launched an investigation after Taiwan and Malaysian authorities said they detected ethylene oxide, a potentially cancer-causing substance, in a brand of the noodles, which led to the recall of the product. The Global Fund to Fight AIDS, Tuberculosis, and Malaria has approved $1 billion to fight against tuberculosis, malaria, and HIV in Nigeria in the next 3 years. According to the country portfolio manager in Nigeria, Dr. James Thomas Nobose, Global Fund is working to ensure equitable disbursement of funds to countries affected in the fight against tuberculosis, AIDS, and malaria around the globe. Nobose said Nigeria is the highest beneficiary of the grant out of approximately 110 countries of the world. Nobose therefore sought the support of the SGF to ensure speedy implementation of the funding to Nigeria in the fight against AIDS, malaria, and tuberculosis in the country. He commended the federal government for the success it recorded in the fight against the 3 health challenges, particularly tuberculosis. And with that story, we conclude Sunshine Reports. Many thanks for watching. Good afternoon.